the Cowboys, that's a football team in Dallas, and they have agreed to terms with wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. I'm more of a streaming guy, but CeeDee Lamb agrees to terms here, ends his holdout. He agrees to a 4-year contract for $136 million dead presidents. The deal, the second highest ever paid to a non-quarterback in NFL history, a certain wideout who enjoys the land of 10,000 lakes there in Minnesota, making more. But the deal for CeeDee Lamb includes $38 million right away. Boom, done. Pay off all your expenses, $38 million, signing bonus. After taxes, that's about $50. But then also the largest amount ever given to a wide receiver in terms of the guaranteed money, $100 million guaranteed for CeeDee Lamb as he is locked up, but only for the next 4 years, and they'll start dissecting the contract and breaking it all apart. But let us discuss the question. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb getting $136 million of Jerry Jones money. What is your verdict on this mega deal? So I've got confectionery, Lady Gaga, and DeLorean. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to close the front door is what we're going to do. So, the Maller report card. Let's not waste any time here. No dilly-dallying. We go right to the Maller report card, which is the report card of record on CeeDee Lamb getting the big money from the Cowboys. No whammy. The Cowboys on the Maller report card get, and I want to be clear here, they get an F. All right, they get an F. Now, CeeDee Lamb, it takes two to tango. He gets an A+++. So Cowboys get an F. CeeDee Lamb gets A+++. The better story is in the loser's locker room, or in this case, the loser's owner's suite. What do you do? Jerry Jones makes it so easy. He makes it so easy to dogpile on top. I mean, seriously, what the heck? What kind of crack are you smoking? I don't understand. If this was your intention, and we assume it was, I tried to give the benefit of the doubt to Jerry Jones, but if this was always the plan, what on God's green earth were you thinking, right? You ran a marathon, you got 26 miles into the marathon, and then you faded when you only had to go the final 0.2 miles to close the marathon out. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye-bye. Man, you were so close. I was going to give Jerry Jones a little puffy sticker if he had made it to the regular season without paying. But instead, no. Yeah, you don't get that. Instead, Jerry went down to the confectionery and he served up the pineapple Dole Whip, which is delicious. It is, of course, a classic soft serve from Jerry Jones here. More football malpractice for the Dallas Cowboys. If, again, let me repeat for those of you in the back of the room, a little slow, if your goal was to sign CeeDee Lamb to a big extension, if that was the end game that you were trying to get to, you coulda, shoulda, woulda signed him, I don't know, 4 months ago, right? 4 months ago, before everyone got paid at the wide receiver position, you would have gotten the player, you would have paid less for the player, and he would have been at training camp, whatever that's worth. But instead, you twiddled your thumbs, you put up this false front of bravado that things were going to be different. The perception was that Jerry Jones had finally had enough. One too many suck-bag performances by the Dallas Cowboys in a big game. And finally, Jerry was going to hold this team accountable, the star players on this team accountable. He wasn't going to cave in. And he said, I like CeeDee Lamb as a player, but, listen, not good enough. Dak Prescott, not good enough. Micah Parsons, do better, be better. And instead, when push came to shove, Jerry genuflected and said, okay, I'll pay you. I'll give you the most money guaranteed I can give you. Right there. I'm going to set some kind of new record. And so that's where we are. And for CeeDee Lamb on the other side, this is like that old slogan from Maxwell Coffee back in the day. It's good to the last drop. He gets to skip camp. He doesn't have to worry about all that nonsense going to Oxnard where the hotel's on fire. Doesn't have to worry about that. Shows up, pass go, and collect eventually $100 million guaranteed. All right, now, page 2. Now that Jerry Jones has dusted off the old wallet, gone down and gotten some petty cash out for CeeDee Lamb, now that that's done, how does the CeeDee Lamb deal change things, if at all, for Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons? So the early reports, I'm telling you what we're hearing, the early reports are that it doesn't change anything. That the Cowboys are not anywhere close to a deal on a Dak Prescott contract extension or Micah Parsons. I don't believe it. I would be stunned if Dak doesn't get a new contract by the time they kick off. Because if your point was to hold everyone accountable, then you wouldn't have paid CeeDee Lamb. You paid him, so why not just pay Dak Prescott? Everyone gets paid. Go out there and urinate down your leg again in a big game. And I have no skin in the game. I'm not a Cowboy guy. I sit as a neutral arbiter on the side, and I point my finger and I laugh at the Cowboys. I laugh at the lack of big game pedigree from Dak Prescott and the rest of these clowns. And Jerry Jones, I thought, well, maybe, just maybe Jerry would again change his ways, but no. No. Jerry Jones, if you're Dak Prescott or Micah Parsons, you know how to play the game, right? This is the easiest game to play. Jerry's already crossed the Rubicon. So just be patient, and you know that Jerry Jones, it's like Lady Gaga's poker face, but out of tune. Jerry's got a bad poker face. And eventually, he's going to cave in. He's going to give you what you want. It is going to happen. And this era of Cowboy football has been defined by suck in big games. That's the Cowboys. And Jerry Jones keeps pouring gasoline over the flame. Gasoline over the flame. This entire era of Cowboy football has been contaminated with toxic play in big moments, and yet you are rewarding bad behavior. And you can't let CeeDee Lamb leave, said the low-information Cowboy fan. Why not? You can lose against the Green Bay Packers on Wild Card Weekend with some other jabroni playing wide receiver. All right, now, last word here. If you look around the Cowboy roster, they did bupkis to improve the team this offseason as far as players from the outside coming in. So now that CeeDee Lamb has agreed to a contract, the streets are talking around the Dallas Metroplex there, and they're indicating that there is more help on the way. Say what? And that would be a running back. The news, and we'll see how this goes down, but the news on Monday night is that the Cowboys flew in Dalvin Cook. Remember him? Used to be good with the Vikings. Dalvin Cook, does he make sense for the Cowboys? As he was meeting on Monday. I assume the meetings will continue early on Tuesday. They had a little bit of a powwow, probably ate some barbecue and all that great Texas food there. I don't know about Tex-Mex. I don't really like Tex-Mex, but the barbecue's good. And hang out there. So does it make sense? No, of course it doesn't make sense. That's why the Cowboys, like they've already signed Mr. Cook to a contract. There's a reason that Dalvin Cook was still available as we head into late August, because the cook is cooked. That would be why. And he was absolute garbage with the Jets. And he stunk and high heaven with the Ravens. It is kind of amusing. I hope you're like me when you see these reports coming out from the NFL insiders. You can tell who's on the take, who's in the can with the agents. Like some of these announcements, like Dalvin Cook meeting with the Cowboys, it's like it was written by the agent. It's so, they don't even try to hide it. They used to try to hide it. They used to try to pretend like, oh no, we don't do that. I'm neutral. I get information from agents, but I'm not just going to republish the nonsense with my knee pads on for Dalvin Cook, who's been washed. And the Vikings, the last years in Minnesota, this is one the nerds got right, that Dalvin Cook had reached the threshold, too many touches, the point of diminishing returns, and that's exactly what happened last year. But all you have to do is send out a sizzle reel of him working out, and all of a sudden everyone gets all horny again. They're like, Dalvin Cook's back because he can bench press a bunch of weight. Congratulations. The jock sniffers will say, if you ignore your lying eyes, that he's really good. He's a great running back. Yeah. Look at that Cowboy running back room. On one side, you've got Zeke Elliott. On the other side, you conceivably will have Dalvin Cook. And if only you had that DeLorean and you could go back to the year 2019, that would be an iconic backfield. Same running back room. Dalvin Cook circa 2019, 2020, and Zeke Elliott circa, 2016, 2017, 2018. But at this point, don't let a falling star fall on you. Don't do it.